Welcome back to PACE 2019, where the action never stops happening, whether it's competitive speedrunning in the league or showcase runs through the night. We keep it bopping, we keep it popping. I'm Simply, we got Thero, and up next, we've got some more Super Mario 64 action. Weegee versus puncayshun. Let's take a look at these stats.
It's gonna be hot. You know, Weegee coming in as the 4th seed right here at PACE. Average time at 50-55 versus Punkay with a 48-55. However, you know, Punkay was on top this entire tournament.
Yeah.
But yesterday, kind of showing some chinks in the armor a little bit.
Definitely.
Two completely different players. As you can kind of see here, worst time posted by Weegee, 52-25. Worst time by puncayshun, 50-31. But look at the throws. You know, Punkay 3.21 versus Weegee 3.58. We talked about before the break Weegee being that pop-off guy, that the guy that's going for those crazy strats, coming from 16-star, and then Punkay being the wise, almost like Dalai Lama of SM64, like, you know, putting his head down and saying, okay, we're going to do what we know. You can see both of the runners practicing pillarless. And it's funny because everybody had issues with this yesterday, just throwing bombs away over and over. So it's kind of interesting watching what the runners decide to practice as we get started. Okay, probably going to get in there and then switch out cartridges here in just a second. But yeah, I want to remind chat, for every 500 bits that's donated, $2 will be contributed to the prize pool directly by GSA. And subs, another $2 to these guys, to the prize pool for GSA. You can also donate directly. I believe when I saw last, we were at about $166.
Directly.
Direct donations.
Thank you guys very much for contributing. These players have been working their tails off from Celeste to Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 64, multiple races a week. Can be a lot of action.
And what's crazy is, you know, being at PACE, being at the live event, we're not seeing blowouts. Like, these races are incredibly close.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have the best of the best here. These are not, you know, guys that just decided to pick up the game. These are guys that spend hours, days, weeks grinding out strats, grinding out, you know, in Odyssey, you know, trying to figure out the best way to do things. Sphinx Clip, FMS, you know, here in SM64, the double jump Owless, which we'll probably see from Weegee. I think he's the only one that does that. I don't know of anybody else that does that.
You might see it occasionally from Zaya.
That's fair.
4, 3, 2, 1, speed running.
Getting started.
Here it is. Weegee versus Punkay. Coming from two very different backgrounds. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this unfolds now. Notice Punkay, actually, I believe yesterday had his hair down, but today bringing a different approach. He's got a speed towel. Make sure that the hands are nice and dry. You don't want any sweat getting on those handles. It can get quite slippery.
It can. What is it? The pun bun?
That's the pun bun.
That's what we call it. The pun bun.
That thing's looking powerful. I mean, this man has been growing out his hair for a while now, and there's a lot of energy packed in. So I'm a little that worries me just a little bit for Weegee because, you know, Weegee right now rocking the bowl. Okay, huge bowl.
But he's got the power of the blue hoodie. That's what it is. We got the pun bun versus the blue hoodie.
Yeah, but Punkay's got another metal shirt on.
He does.
I think he only has metal shirts.
I think
That's
so
all
too.
the kind of shirts I see him wearing. Huge fan of metal, as you'll know if you check out his practice streams. But a missed Lakitu skip from puncayshun, and Weegee sliding right by, not getting caught.
That drive. Weegee heading in for bomb clip now. Punkay gonna try to catch up. Already a minute into this run.
Yeah, simple mistake, but I'm sure even in WAPs we'll see it passed back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Weegee never backing down from his strats, even when he's up on the big screen in front of thousands and many in the audience watching closely. Both players getting medium bomb. And Punkay's touched on it multiple times. He's He's actually quite nervous for bomb clips, and he really doesn't want it to blow up in his face, so he'll typically grab a little bit early, which loses just a touch of time. But again, it comes back to his mentality where he's not so worried about doing the best strats, but just about doing them consistently.
Shout out to GSA, by the way, not to put any pressure on the runners. Currently at about 4,200, almost 4,300 viewers.
Hey.
Tuning in today, and a few hundred here live at the event in Laurel, Maryland.
It's been so much fun.
It's been a blast. Speaking of blast, 12.6 out of Weegee. This is like the 12.6 event.
Yeah.
Cheese posting a 12 point. And there's another one right there.
I remember when 12.7 was the average, but as speedrunning always goes, it just keeps getting pushed down. You know, you get these times and you're like, all right, I think that's, it's not like it's killed, but it's like, wow, this time is really good. We can't push it much lower, but over time, more strats are found, more strats are refined and optimized, and before you know it, you're pushing for a 46 in 70 star.
Right.
The next big milestone, which I think is going to happen.
I think so as well. I mean, you see the sum of best, they're dropping. It's getting more optimized, more competitive.
Ooh, slight turn from Weegee, but landing it, very nice. And here it is, Punkay wanted to take 100 out of the way right away, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all. It's tough. It's, to me, kind of like the mental taxing point of Womp's Fortress.
It's just looming over your head.
Right.
Glued to your back. You gotta make the cycle. Gotta get all the coins, make sure the RNG is good. Don't miss the coin from the piranha.
But I don't know. Let's see what Weegee does here.
Double jump, Owless. Oh, and he knows it's not gonna work. The veto. Not even gonna bother. Are we gonna see it again though? Triple jump. Okay.
Going for the triple, backed it up, really smooth. Punkay wrapping up his 100 coin. Now Weegee still has that 100 coin to do.
It's good to know that Weegee's not insane. I thought he might go for the double jump Owless again, and that could have gone very south very quickly.
Insanity.
But we have a little window peeking out here on the stream, looking pretty good, and you know,
the green and gray, I like it.
It's decent. Oh, but the bar for Weegee not going to be able to make the cycle now, and that's right away 10 seconds down the drain.
That's tough. Now, backing this up is what's going to be important for him. Coming back around, get that cycle back, but okay, a lot more solid for his 100 coin as he's wrapping up Owless. Gotta wipe those hands off, keep them fresh and clean for this run.
Yeah, Punkay always been a fan of the speed towel at the live events. Sometimes a full-out body towel laid in his lap.
Like a beach towel?
Yeah, at the GDQs. Oh, Weegee jumping over the coin, wanting to jump at the final coin. Now, actually, fun fact, if you jump as you get the final coin and a 100 coin, it is, missing the dive, and just some strange mistakes happening here in Womps. Now, will Weegee be able to get it off his mind is the big question.
That's the key. You know, the mistakes have happened. It's now putting them behind you and moving forward. Punkay working on this wild blue star here, as Weegee is going to go do the same.
Doing their thing. But as I was saying, with 100 coin stars, you get that last coin, and it spawns relative to Mario's position. So people have, for the longest time, jumped as they got the last coin because, like, okay, if I jump right before the final coin, then I'll be right in the air, and then I can ground pound and get the star. But the star is actually higher than it would be if you were just running normally.
Right.
But there's arguments to be made whether or not you should jump because it's like very frame perfect to do the jump after. But here we have a Womp or a Thwomp. It's hard to know what it really is.
But know.
It's a big man, and he's got some broken teeth. And unfortunately, a broken back. So we're just going to break him into dust and get ourselves a star. It's a little cruel, but, you know, you got, I mean.
He's been through it before. He's got Band-Aids all over his back. He knows the deal. They want the star, and they want it fast.
Yeah, all of the you got me calling them Thwomps now. All the Womps got Band-Aids on their back. And I don't think Mario's been here before, so I'm wondering who was doing all this damage and how they didn't blow up already. Must have been some weak ground pounds.
Old age.
Yeah, chipping away. The rock don't hold up like it used to.
It doesn't.
And I actually thought this was a bigger gap than it is. Weegee right behind Punkay again.
It's close.
It's actually been so nice. A treat, really, that all of these races have been so close in Womps. I mean, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Womps is where a lot of heavy resets are. You see many players get stuck in Womps for upwards of sometimes hours in worst-case situations trying to just get out with a decent time.
Oh, yeah.
And so many matches in the leagues have resulted in people being up 30 seconds to a minute behind coming out of Womp. So to be only within 10 seconds or less.
Oh, no.
We're riding. We're taking a cruise. Weegee's got the stretch.
Right.
The fall damage. No kick. And he falls down.
Oh, no. Let's get some speedrun hands in chat. That's huge. I mean, that backup, it's almost like the slide was made of butter. He just kind of like slid off the edge.
Yeah, super weird mechanics when you're taking fall damage. He just kind of absolutely slides as far as he can. Once it gets slopes involved in the equation, he's moving. But a 12.6.
That's par for the course now. So like you said, the 12.7 is done. But then we comment on it, and then she says, you know what, I'm going to one-up you in the last race, and here's a 12.5 for you guys here. Puncayshun headed into Dark World, just as Weegee's going to try to catch up here and make up a little bit of time here in Wingcap. The Parabola's on his side.
Oh. Now this can be very uncomfortable. Does get the 2 reds on the backup, though. I have lost a fair amount of runs to this stage just by trying to circle back around over and over and try and get reds. It can be kind of weird. The camera is not the best while you're flying around in the sky.
And it's not that the star itself is incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult to do fast.
Yes, that's
to do
it.
Quickly.
Business as usual here for Punkay in Dark World.
Looking solid, like he's done this before.
Suit and tie. He's chilling.
Now, Weegee with that 16-star experience.
Oh, and also getting caught up on the step. We saw that from D Whatever. And D Whatever and Weegee actually trying to go for slightly faster strats in Dark World these past couple races, but has just not worked out. You know, Cheese and Punkay, the veterans, keeping it simple in Dark World, just going for a basic Euro cycle, just want to get through it. And I think that's really the way to do it, because Dark World, it's just so finicky, it's so easy to die. And so once you start going for these really hard strats, you're playing with fire.
You are, and you have to decide, you know, is it worth it at this point? So, you know, Weegee's got nice double firsties.
Saving some good time there. Punkay actually got the bonk at the end, so Weegee creeping.
And that's where you have to kind of balance, hey, do I want to take this risk and possibly lose more time, or do I want to take this risk going against a consistent player like Punkay and just kind of go for it?
Ooh, that toss from Weegee. Mad spins. Half spin, no problem at all, and deep in Bowser's areas. Turning it into a key. Picking it up.
That's how we like it. But Weegee flexing that 16-star knowledge there, just kind of like popping off a little bit in Dark World.
Yeah, finding time where he could. And definitely picking it up. Punkay with a quick wipe, making sure those paws are dry. Going into Cool Mountain, wall kicks will work. You don't want any sort of uncertainty.
No uncertainty. You know, sky jump is one of those that...
Oof. Nice backup. That can get scary. It's so easy to bomb.
It's one of those that's... Wow. Right on the top. The angles of that where the cannon sits are kind of finicky, which is why you see a lot of the runners go to the left a little bit. But that was almost perfect. He jumped square on the top with that triple and made it work for him. Ground pound for good luck from Weegee.
Mm-hmm. Got to toss him in there. I don't think we saw any accidental ground pounds actually in the last match.
I can't remember any.
So Weegee breaking the ice here today in day 2.
Now the question is, we've seen Punkay throughout this tournament do a couple of different routes with 70 Star. Do you think he's going to stick to his tried and true HMC early, or he's been rocking the HMC late? Here
Yeah,
recently?
I think throughout the league he's gotten down. I think it's the Tama pillarless that he's gotten it down, and now it's just so much more time saved for Punkay to go for the double pillarlesses. It's possible we'll see it depending on how pillarless goes. I have seen him veto the double pillarless if it's not going well. Penguin escaping. Weegee got the jukes on deck. But you can't escape this man.
Really quick. Okay, grabbing all 5 coins before he heads into that chimney.
Slip sliding away, grabbing a couple coins, just cruising along. Missed coin there, but once you've got that jump done, the rest of these coins are pretty much guaranteed.
Right.
It's quite hard to miss them, especially at this level when you've done the slide hundreds and hundreds of times.
483 million times over and over.
Where'd you get that number from?
I recorded it.
Oh. Commentator paying very close attention to the amount of times Punkay's done the slide. Kind of creeping another commentator out. Weegee with a huge bonk into the chimney. Actually working out in his favor.
Punkay making it look easy, grabbing both of these stars, getting the 100 coin, and getting the slide star. That's going to be it for Cool Mountain for Puncayshun. Weegee missing 1 coin there on the end, but still looking pretty solid. 83 is the magic number. He's got 84. That's fine. The goal is to end the slide with 98 or 99. So all you have to do, grab that red, spawn the star, and get the heck out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, heading into Big Boo's haunt at this point.
Keeping a completely straight face, but knowing full well that he is about to completely clap this Boo's cheeks.
Now, we kind of heard from Cheese in the last match about headphones versus no headphones. Punkay, headphones on, possibly just in the zone.
Yeah, and honestly, I would imagine that it would be a little bit distracting up there without them, but really completely preference. I mean, Cheese is performing very well without them. Punkay, so far, so good with them. Just whatever you're comfortable with at the end of the day. As long as you can get in that zone where you're not thinking about too many other things, you can just focus on the game, you're good.
All right, just 1 star between both of these runners. That's what's amazing to me. You know, we see a lot of these leagues where you see this huge gap 15 minutes in, you know, a minute and 30, 2 minutes, but not for these guys. Weegee has a huge opportunity coming up real soon, especially with the strats that he chooses.
And touching on that, it's interesting how it can go. Like sometimes, yes, you can be a minute behind or even more, 15 minutes in, only to have it switch back.
Right.
Like we've seen minutes lost, minutes gained, and I know these are the top 4 players, but even amongst these players, we've seen some pretty big blunders.
I mean, yesterday alone, it was like the pillarless spaghetti day, National Pillarless Spaghetti Day, because everybody's just throwing away bombs left and right, which is why I saw it fitting that both of these runners were practicing that as we went to them today, making sure that they have what they've already learned solidified, because now's the moment of truth.
Here it is. Got the big bomb.
Yep.
The angle is good.
Looking really good.
And pretty much secured at this point. Oh, my goodness.
Now, the question is, what's your preference? Do you go ahead and go for secrets?
I actually have not done any double pillarlesses in 70 star. It's too scary, man. Like even in 120 star, you only do 1 pillarless, and doing 2 of them back to back, especially with a strat like Tama pillarless, makes it much harder than the original or the classic way of doing it. And Punkay, 2 quick ones, no problem. Very scary for Weegee now. Medium bomb doesn't want it.
Gonna have to back it up.
Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's what's scary, because You know, here we're still okay. We're still in the green zone. You know, Punkay's got his done and knocked out, but eventually you run out of backups.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out how to make it work because you don't want to take that walk of shame. And
a slide right into the quicksand.
That was unexpected.
All right, gotta adjust.
Take a deep breath and push forward. Not liking that bomb.
Yeah, lobbing it right away, not even giving it a chance to bloom to its full potential. And now this is what we're talking about. When you don't have any backup.
Up there,
Oh,
super.
Okay. I'm not sure how this is going to unfold. Oh, the ground pound, the technical
Very
knowledge
nice.
from Weegee, not going to allow a death there. Can't afford it. Especially against a player like Punkay. He's not going to allow many openings.
That was a good decision to maintain the control sliding down the side of the pyramid because the quicksand is coming, and you touch it, you're done. All righty.
Here we are. A lot of lava.
Interesting.
It is pretty interesting. I don't know how they can get this much lava in one place.
22 stars for Weegee leaving Shifting Sandland.
Yeah, we're going to see some extra stars. Maybe a Snowman's Land Reds. We might just see HMC early.
That's
Actually,
a possibility.
We
at this
will
point.
definitely see HMC early.
Right.
We're checking the math there. You can only get so many stars from these stages, and you need at least 30 to get to Dire Docks.
And beautiful lava boost straight up top. Flexing that 16-star knowledge.
Just look at that. Punkay grabbing the towel, setting it away. Beautiful work. Keeping it dry.
Maybe one day we set up the puncayshun speedrun towel giveaway. It could be a possibility.
Somebody will want it.
Weegee popping up. Punkay going for lava boost, and he misses.
Bonking his head, and here's a moment.
These are those openings that we talked about. Now, we see that the route has kind of changed a little bit, so we won't see until later on how this is going to pan out. Punkay, second try, makes it up there and makes it happen. Not a huge time loss. It is a time loss, but you do spawn right back inside that volcano, so you don't have to do the movement getting to the volcano. Weegee knocking out that wing cap star really quick, making it easy.
Easy money, as the kids say.
Punkay headed back in, going to do this elevator star, wrapping up his time in the volcano. Weegee headed over to go see some bullies. I mean, a family of bullies. You just kind of take them all out.
Oh,
Very nice. Got the ledge grab, though was able to get up and kick, allowing the bully to just fall right below you and right into the lava.
it's a pretty cheeky little backup. Might have intended to go for the bullies, but once you get the ledge grab there, you have the option to take out the big bully, and that's exactly what our man did.
Punkay now headed over to tackle the bully himself. Very nice side flip. Going to be grabbing the star, finishing up. Ooh,
I think
wall
we,
kick.
I think we saw
Okay.
that yesterday, actually, from Weegee. I know we saw it from somebody.
All three got the triple. I mean, we're just taking out bully families here. Once again, I do want to remind chat, every 500 bits donated, $2 goes into the prize pool directly from GSA. Every sub, $2 goes into the prize pool.
Ooh, Punkay getting boosted into the lava. Uncomfortable situation now. Having to take a little bit of extra time on this bully, and some decent time made up here in Lethal Lava Land for sure on Weegee's side. Now, can he keep it going? Can he keep the ball rolling?
This is where we're going to see those routes kind of diverge. Weegee going for, or having to go for HMC early here. Punkay is going to be heading out and continuing on up. to tackle HMC later. HMC for 70 star is more relaxed. You know, in 120 star, you've got things like 100 coin, which is not getting the clip through the wall. Weegee trying to go through, having to grab extra star is going to be doing the toxic maze.
Yeah. Having to grab a couple there, shifting sand line just not working out. So this is one, and then I imagine we could see either Snowman's Land Reds or possibly Tiny Huge Island Reds. But I anticipate Snowman's Land Reds, probably what he's going to go for. A nice clip up through the floor.
THI Reds are pretty scary, but Snowman's Land Reds takes quite a bit of time, to be honest. All right, up to 30 stars, continuing on HMC. And Punkay just, you blink and he's done with the chest already in Dire Docks. All right, Christmas Miracle Star. Boom.
Can you expand on why they call it Christmas Miracle?
I mean, it's, you know, we're looking for the star. The kiddies are hoping that Mario hits the switch. I don't know. Maybe you can expand on that.
Christmas Miracle. Back in the day, the players had no idea what triggered that switch.
Ooh.
And basically just left it up to a Christmas Miracle. But it's been discovered that it's completely dependent on where you wall kick on the wall, and more importantly, how high up on the wall you're wall kicking. So if you wall kick at the peak of your triple jump for whatever reason, that will secure the button press, even though you're already like way up in the sky. You have to get that extra little bit.
And you know, we see runners as well kind of do a side flip, which doesn't give you the height, but a lot of times you're seeing that ground pound at the end just to hit the switch. It's interesting watching the different ways. Of course, the most optimal being that triple jump that we saw and just diving right into that switch.
So yesterday, Punkay actually went for the new Fire Seed movement, and no other players have put it into their runs as of what I've seen so far. So it didn't work out yesterday. We'll see if he can get it going today. It's so amazing, this movement. It's much easier. I mean, this is one of the hardest cycles in the game to make. One of the hardest strats. Definitely one of the ones I've grinded the most. Here he goes.
Wow.
It looks kind of awkward, but
it looks super awkward.
You feel like he shouldn't have that much time, but this is about as fast. Oh, grabbing low on the pole. Might not be able to make the boost. Let's see what happens here. And that is not happening. Still an early cycle, though. But again, another opening here for Weegee to perhaps sneak some time in, getting it where he can. He's actually been playing quite well.
He has. You know, from the mistakes that we've had earlier on, he's been able to kind of turn it on at this point and just bury his head down and go.
Yeah, it's so easy, especially mistakes like that where it just feels like everything's falling apart to as well, you know, follow suit and fall apart. But Weegee has picked himself back up, risen from the ashes, reborn. Spreading his wings.
His water wings at this point. Now, there was a point where the route actually split due to an issue in SSL, but both of these guys will be kind of teaming back up, heading up into Tippy. We'll have more of an idea how far apart they are.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to judge. You just gotta take like, okay, what mistakes is Punkay making? What mistakes is Weegee making? It's like,
get out the calculator.
Carry the one.
Right. Weegee lining it up here for front sub. That lag reduction is so important. If you leave the camera behind Mario, it's like in slow-mo.
Pretty much. It's pretty insane.
This one sub
nice
in
lineup. Very nice.
It's interesting the mechanics in the game, like this sub or the monkey cage in Tall Mountain, just create and generate this massive amount of lag. Or the Monty mode. Now, Weegee struggled with this yesterday. Specifically the Manta Rings. I'm sure he's probably practiced through this.
Oh, Puncay going for the double box kick on the second pair of boxes. Ooh. And the Manta rings once again not working out for Weegee. He has to take them very slow.
No.
The best thing you can do is try to get through as much of the ring as you can. So going up and down.
The hitboxes are so weird. What's represented by the game, the actual circle, doesn't really represent where the game triggers that you've hit these rings. That's what makes this so difficult. One more. One more. There it is.
The stars spawned. Manta ring will claim anybody.
Okay, pushing through wet dry world here. Ooh, oh,
Get away from the tornado. Don't want to get sucked in. There's so much lag.
Oh my gosh.
Manta, the tornado, all coming together to make a perfect storm of lag.
Great job pushing through that. That's phenomenal. Alrighty. Weegee gonna tackle his Fire Sea at this point. Not a ton of mistakes. You did say Puncay was attempting that early movement. Did get a full grab. Weegee going with the tried and true. Oh.
Goomba getting in his way, but he's not going to let it stop him. This is looking really good for a lava boost early Ellie's. Oh, with the bonk on the wall kick. Getting caught up in this elevator, and it gets so laggy. It can be hard to see, but right there especially.
Rushing to try to make something out of this cycle.
He's got the
Gonna
red.
have to wait. Bully deciding to jump off. Okay, headed back into wet dry world.
16-star strats coming out from Weegee. That game knowledge helping him out for a good backup.
The ledge grabs have not been nice today.
Sliding around the other side. Should still be able to stay alive. It's all good. Ooh, now we want to watch out for fall damage.
So scary at this point. So scary. But to be able to continue and after having to back that up, that's insane.
Unplugging the Nintendo 64 controller. Busting out the Hori mini pad for these spicy throws. And that first throw is still insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen a half throw in Dark World. Okay, moving right along. Weegee going to be joining our man upstairs. Now, Weegee will not have to go back down to the basement. He's already got Hazy Maze Cave taken care of, whereas Puncay going to have to take a trip down there after Snowman's Land. But he's looking pretty good.
He's looking really good with these secrets. Gonna be seeing some lag reduction here typically.
Nothing from, yeah, has
Maybe
not picked up the Mario Cam angle.
Ah. Sliding down right into the star. Mario looking like a pancake.
A little bit. Flattening down, but he's, I don't know what he's made. Maybe elastic, maybe rubber.
Something.
Definitely not a human. Like
Not
a doughboy.
A doughboy. Jello. Straight Jello. All right, Weegee gonna go ahead and tackle his 100 coin here in Wet Dry World.
Beautiful double box kick. Can make up some good time here on Puncay. It seems struggling a bit on these boxes. Very smooth.
Skeeter hanging out against the wall this time.
Ooh. Double back for that blue coin.
You're actually operating against the timer to grab those blue coins, so depending on where that Skeeter is, it kind of throws you off a little bit. You have to be able to react and decide what you're going to do. We saw both Cheese and D-Whatever have a very similar Skeeter, and they did a wall kick to kind of maintain their speed and go back and grab the blue coins. Oh. All right, 76 coins in this 100 coin, so he does have that single safety coin.
Yeah, can be a little bit more reckless with this chuck ya toss.
And he's great.
Coach, he's giving us a little dance behind the scenes.
Just
Looking
a
really
little bit.
nice. Keeping us on our toes. Couple of star gets. Punkay into tall mountain. You never really know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's super smooth. And other times it's just a complete mess. I feel like there's not many in-betweens. And here we go. No breezeless. Not even a chance for Punkay.
I will say for Punkay today, we're not seeing a lot of the mistakes that he made yesterday. Oh, he missed the star there on the ground pound. But it's almost like a different Punkay today. He's looking solid. You know, kind of stone face at the CRT. Oh, Weegee taking a bump there. Just kind of putting his head down and doing his thing. Maybe it's the pun bun. It's got to be.
I think so. He pulled it. I mean, look at that thing. It's got so much energy packed into it. So luscious. But, the slip from Punkay. No long jump coming out. And Tall Mountain so far providing some troubles.
Just a little bit. All right. Up there, Weegee grabbing the top of the town star. Putting on the headphones.
Slapping them on. Wanted to get in the zone.
In the zone.
Headphones actually very good at noise canceling. You're able to get immersed in the gameplay. You are Mario.
Oh. That wall kick looked super, super low for Punkay, but able to make it work. Heading up top, grabbing the star.
Yeah, dusting off that little slip up we saw at the waterfall. Just a weird little thing.
Yeah, between that and breezeless, that's it. Very minor things here in TTM. Weegee heading into THI.
Yeah, I think Punkay just getting more adjusted to the venue, more comfortable, getting used to the atmosphere.
These secrets, Weegee getting some of that lag reduction action, missing the secret, having to double back to get that fourth secret.
Really nice backup, though. You get very awkward, especially with those little Goombas running around trying to mess up your day. Weegee not letting it happen.
And that's where the experience of both of these players comes into play. You know, you can know the game, you can learn the routes, but being able to back up things and back them up really efficiently is the name of the game.
Oh, here it is. Weegee actually choosing to go for Tiny Huge Island red coins. Actually, now that I think about it, I think he'll need these reds as well as Snowman's Land reds.
Have both of them up. Oh. These reds are super scary.
Oh, I thought I was expecting a ground pound. I'm so used to just seeing how it goes 120.
Or 120, yep.
Pretty nice little cave. Making moves happen. Punkay with a very nice Snowman's head. He's not stopping.
He's not.
He's on a kill streak.
He is not giving up at this one.
Tactical helicopter coming in.
Ground pound for good luck from Weegee once again. It should be pretty smooth sailing from Punkay.
Yeah, very smooth. We're out in the ocean. Clear waters. Clear sky.
With our speed towel and our pun bun.
And a nice breeze. When Weegee, it's kind of weird, the clip there. Sometimes when you roll out, you just go right through and you fall down and you can't actually get up immediately and go for the long jump. Unfortunately, that's what happened to Weegee there. Ideally, you hit the dive and then immediately clip up. Seems like a positioning thing.
Weegee heading back in. This different routing, I mean, I don't think that he could have done any better. Really solid in planning it out. This is not something that you just kind of come up with. He's had to be thinking about this since SSL, what he's going to do, how he's going to react later on in the run.
Yeah, keeping it stylish. Definitely glad to see Tiny Huge Island Reds coming out. Was not expecting to see that in any of these matches.
Not at all. All right. Head back in one more time. just as Punkay is heading into Snowman's Lane. Now, as a reminder, the route is different here. So we won't see these guys together until heading up to Tippy.
Wait a minute. Weegee just coming in from the lobby.
Yeah.
Did he go back in Tiny Huge Island?
I think he went back in. He had 4 stars, went back in. Maybe thought he had to do one more. He did finish up with the Piranha Plants.
Commentators asleep at the wheel.
At the wheel. Oh, okay.
Okay. What's happening? I thought he had something planned there, but you actually can back that up if you're facing the other way. This angle should be good, though, to make it up on the mushroom.
Quick backup. That's been the name of the game here, is those quick backups, those quick turnarounds, those quick changes. But Punkay, a man on a mission here, not letting up. He's not giving the opportunity. Here in HNC, triple box jump. And it's good.
Ooh, I thought he was going to miss that. Take some heavy fall damage, hurt poor Mario's face, but it's all good. A little bit too much speed on that long jump. That's what makes the log wall kick so hard. If you go too fast or too high, you'll ledge grab the log. Oop. Dance on these shrooms. My heart is racing, pumping. These reds can get very awkward very quickly, but how are we backing it up?
Eating up the lag. That's tough to back up. The Monty Moles just kind of going nuts with their rocks. Won't leave you alone.
Going bananas.
Bananas.
I still don't really know what they're throwing. Like, I've heard people say it's a lint ball. It can't be a snowball.
I mean, I would assume it'd be rocks because you're on a mountain.
That makes the most sense. But they just have unlimited ammo. There's just something that isn't adding up there.
They're just diving down in the hole, grabbing a couple more rocks, and just coming back up. And that's what they do.
In the waterfall we are. So Punkay, one more star, and then this man is heading up into Tippy. Flying.
Absolutely flying.
Might be putting up the second 48 of the day.
Looking good. All right. Weegee still pushing at it here. Ooh.
And now no backups. And this is when Telltale Mountain is a bit of a code red. Going to have to go all the way over here to the Breeze Star.
That quick turnaround. It's so interesting, like how the mechanics of the game work. You can see Mario does almost a 180 exactly to just turn around and boom, you're in. Okay, headed upstairs at this point. He's got to be feeling good.
Yeah, much smoother ride than we did see from him before. Oh, the invisible walls are extremely real on this log. An early long jump, and even without the log wall kick, what's the plan here? And the booty slide off into the water.
Back up again. This is Puncayshun is taking care of this Lakitu bounce. Balls again.
This is not Weegee's day in Telltale Mountain. I mean, we've been bringing it up a lot, how Telltale Mountain can be extremely rough. And for the most part, players have navigated it quite well, but it can get very real very quickly.
To me, it's almost just as scary as Tippy, because so much can go wrong there. That log wall kick is not easy. Okay, looking good, going for reds. Again, he's a man on a mission, missing that side flip,
wow.
but okay.
Instant backup.
All right.
And we are out of Telltale Mountain, out into the clear, hopefully Snowman's land. And again, every 10 seconds beyond the win is another point in Punkay's pocket, and I'm interested to see how this plays out. Because do you ever rocking a decent amount of points, but Punkay might possibly secure himself into second place behind Cheese for the standings.
It's a possibility.
And then from there, it's going to be fighting hand, tooth, nail tomorrow to get into those top 2 positions. Cheese looking really good, but do whatever in Punkay.
Oh, yeah. Good backup. Getting up there.
I think that's the matchup we'll be seeing tomorrow, right? It would be
Yes.
do whatever versus Punkay.
Yes.
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be huge. I mean, especially if Punkay continues to play the way that he is with very minor mistakes and just doing what he knows. And that's it for Rainbow Ride. Heading into the TikTok clock.
And here's Snowman's Land Reds coming out. All the red coins. Tiny Huge Island, Snowman's Land. Again, because abandoning the pillarlesses and shifting sand land. I think I'd say it was the right move. Because when it's not going well, it's just not going to go well. And you don't want to spend minutes trying to over and over to get it, throwing bombs away, getting more stressed out.
If you don't have the backups there, that's where it kind of gets into your head anyway. So I think he made the right call as well. Okay, working on his TTC 100, arguably one of the most difficult and movement-based stars here in the 70-star run.
It looks so good. I never get tired of seeing a hot TikTok clock 100, and Punkay's looking very nice so far.
Looking really good. Really solid.
Dustless rollouts, the angles, overshooting that box just a little bit, but quick recovery.
I mean, super quick. This is completely different from the run that we saw yesterday. And just that quick, he's done. Just that quick up. Star was extra high.
Finishing it up, coming now, joining Punkay in Tippy. Wow, Punkay grabbing the bottom of that thwop, but the rollout off the side. Gonna have to do it again. Round 2, but the thwop not playing nice, hitting the back of him.
That's tough. Just flying right through.
An otherwise very nice 100, though, from Punkay. Oh, wow. Weegee barely avoiding the bonk there.
Heading into Rainbow Ride. Probably see a glitchy wall kick here. Yep. All right. Oh, not able to get that jump off. Gonna probably back it up with the reds.
Yeah, you have a very small window to get that jump once you land on the slope. It's time to back up these reds, though. Pretty classic.
Nice. Hot ending for reds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, gonna go ahead and start knocking out these ice cream cone stars, as we're beginning to call them. That's a thing now.
It has been a thing. GSA, very known for talking about the ice cream cones. Commentator, possibly just hungry. But it has spiraled out of control.
Solid, tricky triangles from Weegee. Showing he's not letting up at this point. One more star. Actually, I think Punkay has already gotten towed, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Punkay's already got towed. 2 more stars here in TikTok clock. Weegee got a couple more in Rainbow Ride. Going for the glitchy wall kick. Not holding back. That is his MO. Second try. Getting the jump. I've been very impressed with how easily these players have been able to grab the pole.
Oh, yeah.
At the bottom.
Ledge grab.
Ooh,
ledge grab.
okay.
We're going to go for a side flip to get up. You got a couple of different options there. If you get those ledge grabs, you can go for that triple, which we saw Weegee go for, but then got another ledge grab, had to back it up with a side flip to get up top for that cruiser star. And that's kind of where the game knowledge comes in. So a lot of people start out with noob cruiser. That's the thing that people kind of learned to begin with. And I think having that basic knowledge of Noob Cruiser allows you to back up Lakitu bounce a lot more than if you just learn Lakitu bounce.
Yeah, and speaking of Cruiser, like even if you're calling it Noob Cruiser, it's tough. No matter what you're doing, it's a hard star.
It is incredibly tough.
But that's 70 stars in Punkay's back pocket. It's time to prevent these from being endless stairs. Get on up there. And 48 is on deck for Punkay. He's just got to grab it.
Got one more star to get after Bowser to stop that timer. Much better performance than yesterday.
Weegee getting cooking on these moving stars right away. Just to get him out of the way. Not a bad choice. Ooh, beautiful movement on this pendulum star. About as good as it'll get.
Okay, playing it safe there, but moving left side. Goomba's staying clear. Clearing the path for Bowser. Now we know that Punkay has got a 3.21 throw average. Slightly better than Weegee's here.
Spicy stats coming out from the booth. Will he adhere to the average? Weegee, can he stay alive?
What?
Oh, okay.
What? All
We're on top of
right.
the pendulum. Audience very excited.
That's pretty hot.
Oh, and that was a missed throw from the man. Ground pounds are real. Oh, a cheeky toss from Punkay. Right. Laughing it off. Oh my goodness, that is unfair. That tail dangling off the edge. Having to lure Bowser out a bit.
That one should be good. All right. Coming up for the next one.
And kaboom.
It's done.
Low 49 from Punkay, taking a very clear victory here over Weegee and going to be net himself not only 60 points, but again, for every 10 seconds that he wins by, it's another point in his back pocket up to 30. So possibly could be seeing 90 points.
Oh, yeah, that would be huge.
That would be huge.
Now, completely different performance than what we saw yesterday. It's almost like how Punkay got his groove back today, doing what we talked about, what Punkay does, just putting his head down, running the game, doing what he does best.
He came equipped.
He did.
Much more ready this time, has the speed towel in hand and the bun. Tying the hair back.
The pun bun.
Gotta love it. But it's time to get this cake. Unfortunately, you never really see the cake. You see a picture of the cake, so like you sort of believe it, but it's still like, did it happen?
Is it a postcard?
Did they eat it? I mean, you see the cake, it looks nice, but does it taste good? Peach just kind of magically appearing out of the sky. Like, if she could just do that, then why didn't she do that in the first place? You know, it's sort of
teleport.
Some trust issues going on out here, you know.
I mean, Peach does fly, but where has Bowser held her this entire time? We haven't seen her. How do we know this was real?
Star power, I guess, is how you can fill in any sort of plot holes in Mario 64.
Taking the easy way out. Not taking the easy way out is a Weegee.
Oh,
where'd it go?
Coin's like, nah. Heading off the edge, having to get this backup box. Very unfortunate. See how he backs it up, though. Jump dive right up there.
Very nice. Grabbing the final box, gonna spawn that 100 coin star and then head up.
And both of them throwing up the peace sign. Mario getting a kiss from Peach. Weegee grabbing a 100 coin, but both equally as happy. Oh, whoa. Trying to get up here. Okay.
All right. One more, and Weegee's up top. Grabbing this Toad Star and making it happen. Now, here's where I think Weegee's experience with that 16 star, you know, he's always getting to bits. I think we're going to see some solid movement out of this, maybe a little bit of swag to make stuff happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit of swag. We'll see what he got. Nothing to lose at this point. Just wrapping up. Bowser in the sky.
Oop.
And that is a very hard rollout. Pretty much frame perfect. Oh, knowing that it's not going to work, holding back. Game knowledge.
Knowing your speed is tough. I mean, it's easy when you've got that EverDrive in that tells you exactly how fast you're going, but feeling it.
Went for the speed kick there, I want to say. You were saying?
So knowing that speed, knowing that, hey, when I kick, I'm going to make it across this gap is super important. That's from running the game thousands of times. Moving right side incoming.
There it is.
Makes it look easy. Makes it look like it's just a normal game mechanic.
And
he's in
the pipe. For some action, the last Bowser fight of the day, but I do believe we have some Super Mario 64 going on actually in the night.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, Benji and Bro Mario later on this evening. 2 players, 1 controller, 16 star.
One more throw winding up. That is 3 throws. Weegee wrapping it up.
Very nice.
And Punkay taking home all the points here in this race. But shouts to Weegee wrapping it up, finishing with a 53-30. And that is that.
Given the GGs, shaking hands, very good run. Like I said, Punkay looking completely different. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Weegee has definitely popped off.
We've got Punkay coming over here for a little post-game interview action. Looking very happy. What is up, my dude? Congratulations on the win. Figuring out the headset, plopping it on.
The win.
Hi.
Completely different from yesterday. So we saw you have the hair in the bun today. You've got the speed towel going. What's different between yesterday and today?
Well, I always get like the most nervous when I race Cheese because there's just been like that old rivalry.
Right.
And I don't know. I just felt a lot more confident today for some reason. Just felt a lot better. Like drink some water, ate some protein bars. Like also I got powered up from this, I guess.
Big time. I could see that. I just saw it glowing during certain parts of the run. It was crazy.
Right.
I just kept calm and focused and played well, really.
Completely different. I mean, you were stone faced. You were like in the zone. We'd see that smile like poke out occasionally, like really, but a much better run from yesterday. Now, we'll kind of tally everything up and see where you are now. But going into tomorrow, what are you going to change? What are things that you're going to kind of work on to get ready for tomorrow? I know pillarless was like yesterday, horrible, but today, perfect, flawless. So what's on the agenda to work on for tomorrow?
Just the usual. Just try to like sleep a lot, practice a lot.
That's
I
fair.
practiced more before this race too. That definitely helped.
Right.
Just like try to stay relaxed and focus and play well and play some Mario.
Simply, what do you have for this powerful man here?
So at this point, I think you might be in second place now for the standings. I'm pretty sure you just got a fat 90 points.
Right.
And so you're right behind Cheese, but D Whatever right behind you, and you and D Whatever will be facing off tomorrow, and that will be the match that sort of decides who's going to be in the finals.
That's huge.
So knowing that, does that make you nervous?
It's definitely going to be pretty nerve-wracking because like you said, at least I think you said, the winner of the race reaches grands, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. I would say I'm definitely going to be more nervous compared to that race.
Right.
I was still like kind of nervous at the beginning. Like for races, I'm always like scared at the beginning the most for some reason. That's why I just like. That's why, for example, I do like the easy Womps Fortress 100 coin route because it's so easy to do, and I just want to get out of Womps and not lose like 20-plus
Yeah.
seconds, really.
And it's paid off throughout the whole tournament. I mean, you sat at that top spot literally the entire time. So going with those consistent strats really has paid off, and I don't see why you would change things now. It looks great.
Yeah, even for that race, I went even like more consistent with some stuff. Like I didn't do pro swinging in the breeze, and I
Right.
didn't do front sub.
Right.
Like I noticed I've been failing a lot of swims. On my race versus Cheese, I was doing front sub, and I failed to swim and just threw everything off.
Oh.
Right.
So I just didn't feel too confident in it. Also, for some reason, I practiced Fire Sea so much, and I still didn't get Lava Boost really at least.
Right.
And Lava Boost and Lethal Lava Lance, this stuff is not it's not very hard.
Right.
But
The boost.
it's such a joke. Like I need to stop losing like 30. Probably lost like 30 seconds from the death and the Fire Sea combined, roughly 30 seconds.
Right. And because you're doing the new movement, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
For Fire Sea, yeah, it's actually easier than the old movement. What happened? I was too close to the pole, right, when I side flipped?
Yep.
Yeah.
Grab the pole right on the bottom.
You know, one of those things that barely happens in practice, and then, of course it happens in the race.
Right.
I was kind of annoyed after that, but I still got, even though I got early Ellie's, I still lost like 10 seconds. It loses around that much. It's hard to believe, kind of.
It doesn't seem like it's that much, but I guess it would be.
It's definitely like 10.
Well, good. GG's today.
GG's,
Excited to see
Punkay.
tomorrow as well, and looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the pace.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Thank you for the interview. Good luck, man. All right, so we will be going to a short intermission.
Now, you know what's coming up next, right?
Tell me.
Like,
I see the man up
Chad-
there. I can't even believe
Chad has been hyped all day about ZFG.
it. CFG.
It's happening right now. 3 hours and 30 minutes is the time we have allotted for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So everybody pull out your ZFG emotes, pop them in chat.
Get those ogres going.
He's really here. Like I'm looking at him on stage right now. So, but more nonstop action tomorrow as well. Throughout the night, we're going to have all of these showcases, kicking it off with ZFG himself. Check that out, exclamation point schedule. I've had fun hanging out today.
It has been a blast, man.
We
Couple
still got-
great matches.
We've got 2 more days here in Laurel, Maryland. So we're going to make stuff happen for sure.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a big day. We'll find out who out of Mario Odyssey, Mario 64, Celeste will be taking the top 2 positions and playing in finals on Sunday. So it's only getting more hype. We're just going up the mountain of hype right
That's
now.
right.
And we're going to reach the peak soon.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get set up for all these showcase runs. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Take it easy.
Thank you. Peace.